got 2 good days of work in. It's an exciting week here in this facility, really. When you look at really the opportunity our kids have earned to be able to play in this championship game, and you know, Pittsburgh's never played in a championship game. That is the University of Pittsburgh, and you know, to me, it's a great opportunity. We're going to have to buckle them up and go down there and play a football game because I got a lot of you know, respect for Dabo and the type of team he's got. Number one, as far as the players and the coaching they do. I mean, it's a good football team, rightfully so. They're number 2 in the country, maybe number 1 in the country. I think they're really good. When you watch the tape, both sides of the ball, you know, all really 3 phases of football. They are a complete football team. They got players all over the place, and again, they got a great scheme. So they got things going down there. So, but it's a great opportunity for our guys to go down there and take a shot in Charlotte.
Do they do anything as far as their program is concerned that other schools don't do? Do you have any kind of perks that you guys don't have, or other schools don't have?
Maybe go ask Dabo. I mean, I think, you know, I'd like to go down there and spend a couple days here this week, and but you know, I haven't been there, so I can't tell you. I mean, I've never gone down the slide. They got perks, I'm sure they do. Everybody's got something special.
Pat, what makes them so good against the run?
You know, the defensive line. I mean, they're you know, we're gonna face a very similar, if not better, D line than we faced last week, and you know, we've got to play well. We got to communicate as a unit up front because it's a, you know, their front 7 is active. They put them in good positions, and they're just, you know, they're big and they're physical and they're fast.
Now, when you think about recruiting, is the ability to go get multiple 300-pound defensive tackles something that does sort of separate a team like Clemson from a lot of other teams around the country?
No doubt about it. I mean, you know, when you look at it, there's a lot of skill guys out there. You know, everybody's playing 7-on-7. There's a lot of skill guys. But the difference in some of these football teams are the front guys, the O-line and the D-line. That's why I said it starts up front. You know, they're really good on both sides of the ball. And again, if you can protect your quarterback and you can put pressure on a quarterback with 3 or 4 guys, that's a difference. And there's just very few of those big dancing bears that are around the country. I mean, there's just not many of them, period. I don't care where you go. There's just too few of them, and it's hard to get. That's why some people, you know, go to different defenses because they can't find them. And you know, I know for the last 30 years, it's finding those guys that are the hardest thing. They're just gone so quickly, and they've got them. They're getting them at Clemson.
How much different is it when you've had games where you've played the spoiler? When you're going in, this is a championship game. Both teams know what's coming. Both teams know what's on the line. How much different of an approach or of a circumstance is it?
Yeah, I mean, it's a championship game. I think, you know, we know that going into it. You know, they're the number 2 team in the country. There's no different, but, you know, it's still a football game, okay? There's going to be 11 guys on the field. You know, they have to make plays. I told our guys, you know, you have to go make plays. You know, they're going to try to make plays. So, you know, it's going to come down to that, and you know, we got to be prepared. But there's no different. It's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday practice, and travel down and let's go.
How much does that? How much has having beaten number 2 teams in the country twice now serve your team, though, that they've done it? That this
you know what? I don't talk about it. I can tell you that because it doesn't matter. Really, it doesn't really matter. They'll be more prepared this time because of it. They'll probably be angry, and more guys will have to come angry. Period. It really doesn't matter. I mean, deep down, you know, maybe it gives our kids a little bit of belief when they're sitting back in the dorm, we're sitting in class daydreaming that, hey, we've done this before, we can do it again. But you know, that's not going to help us, you know, when that whistle blows for that opening kickoff.
Pat, would you say your quarterback, in terms of the way he's unafraid to sort of set big goals, but also sort of try to win a game any way he can, reflects your personality as a coach? Was that important for you as a coach to have that type of guy? Yeah, I mean, I think you know, you want 22 guys out there on the field that, you know, can play for you on, you know, really the 2, you know, sides of the ball. But you know, Kenny's a competitor. I mean, he's going to do what it takes. He's not, you know, he's not turned down, you know, anything. So, you know, I think you need that, period. You know, any time I've been around good quarterbacks, it's a guy that's got that type of attitude. I mean, if you got a guy that's not sure about doing something, oof, keep him on the sideline next to me with a clipboard.
You talked about how it's going to be the biggest game a lot of these kids' lives or careers, probably to this point. Do you almost worry about the nerves for someone like specialists in a game like this, more so than like the offensive and defensive guys who are kind of doing their thing?
No, because again, it gets a game. I mean, there's fans in the stands, and it's, you know, it's, again, you can call it a championship game. It's you know, it's still a football game. You know, it has a different, you know, name brand above it. Okay, but it's still a football game, and you still got to go out and execute. And that's what we do all week, and they're special prepared for that stuff.
You kind of compared Clemson's defense to Miami's defense. Do you think the experience of playing against a disruptive defense last week kind of informed Sean, or gave Sean some extra insight into what could work this week? You know what I mean? He kind of saw a tough defense, and now he can.
Yeah, I mean, you still have to have the tools to go do it. And we can, you can draw up anything you want on a piece of paper, and it comes down to, blocking them, throwing the ball, catching it, and running hard. But I think it gives the kids up front. I mean, I think when you talk about Connor Dentino and Bryce Hargrove, just being together for one more week, I truly believe that first week, that's their first game. Really at a different position. You can say Connor had 12 games, but it doesn't matter. He's playing a totally different position. So we've got to do a good job up front of executing and making plays.
Do you consider trying any different O-line combinations in that Miami game at all?
We did, and we've talked about it this week, so we'll see what happens.
Overall, is Clemson a better team than it was 2 years ago?
You know what? It's hard to say. I mean, they're really good. They were really good. Obviously, Williams was had 15 catches. I mean, he was like a circuit guy. I didn't realize how we really didn't stop him much. Our offense scored a lot of points. They were unbelievable. They had a great offense and a great defense. I really can't evaluate them. It's hard to, they're good. I mean, they're still really good. So they just got different numbers and different names on the back of their jerseys. The one thing I do see is, we're better. When I look at what we're doing, at least defensively, watching a lot of that tape, let the offense take care of, watching the other side of the ball. And again, James Conner was playing for us, and Nathan Peterman, and we had some different guys on offense. But defensively, I'm watching some of the guys we had on the field. We have a lot of guys still in this program right now that played in that game. And DeMar Hamlin was playing corner, if you can imagine that. I mean, there's just Salim Brightwell gets an interception. So there's a lot of guys that have played in that game, that are better now than they were. So I feel like at least defensively we're a little bit better structurally, and then we'll see what happens on offense.
I'm sorry you didn't get Wilkins to go to Michigan State?
Yeah.
I couldn't care less about Coach of the Year stuff, but I don't know if you saw that. You guys had a lot of guys honored by the ACC, but no one got that first team nod. Are you surprised by that, given that you won the Coastal?
We're like the no name Pittsburgh football team. We just got a bunch of guys, and that's what we are, right? The no name Pittsburgh Panthers, and they got a lot of them. We don't have many of them, so it's kind of what it is. We're in the championship game, and we must have done it with smoke and mirrors, I guess.
Do you embrace that? Do you embrace that kind of underdog, no name type?
Yeah, I mean, I do embrace it. I mean, it's kind of what we've been and who we are, I guess. So, yeah.
Do your players embrace that?
You ask them. I don't know.
Pat, in terms of building a program, this is the culmination of a goal you set at the beginning of the season, but it's also probably a building block. How much do you weigh that one versus the other in terms of reaching one goal, but also setting future goals?
Well, I think we talk about goals all the time, and I think it's important as a program. We talked about 4 program goals: is relationships that we have with our players, getting a degree, giving back to the community, and really winning and getting to an ACC championship game and a New Year's Six game. And those are 4 program goals that we talk about all the time. And we give back to the community. Our guys graduate. Okay, I think the reason we've had success and we can fall down and lose and come back and win is because of the relationships in this room that we have with our players and our staff. And then the last one is to win and to play in an ACC championship game. So really, when you look at those goals, we've met our goals here, but the job's not done. It's never done.
I was going to say, because it's one of those things, getting there is one thing, winning it is another. Right. How much does getting there help you win that, whether it's this year or in the future?
I mean, I think you need an opportunity to get there. You don't have a chance until you get there. I've preached in recruiting for the last 4 years that we have a chance at Pittsburgh to play in a championship game, okay? And then we get there, now we got a chance to win a football game, and now we got to go prove that we can go win a championship game. And the first step is to get there, okay? Once we can get there, then you can get there again, and our kids can believe even more as we preach that.
Pat, what do you think you've done better this year as a head coach?
Nothing.
I mean, most coaches.
I'm just an average dude, man. I'm like the no-name head coach, man. There's no name over here.
I'm a bit
Matter
more
of fact, people don't even know.
Is there anything that you sort of feel more comfortable with in year 4 as a head coach? You had a lot of experience as a coordinator. You're in year 4 now. The team's taking strides. Is there anything you feel is there that you can feel, hey, that's more in my element now?
I really don't. I mean, maybe dealing with you guys, I guess. You guys make me happy every day. I get to see your smiling faces. I mean, I really don't. I've been comfortable the day I walked in here. Matter of fact, stood about right here for a press conference. The day after Christmas. I mean, I feel the same. It's day by day. I don't feel like I'm better equipped or less equipped. It's the same old no-name head coach, I guess.
Pat, can you take anything from what South Carolina did, or what Syracuse did, or A&M did offensively, or because you guys are kind of a
Syracuse knocked out the quarterback. Bentley played really well last week.
Well, they moved the ball too, though. I mean,
Yeah.
Carolina, they had a guy there for 500 yards against them early in the season. Because what you guys do so differently, it's kind of hard to compare to draw a game.
You draw a lot from what BC did, because they played Boston College, and but you can't invent a new offense or a new defense. Okay, we can't. You just don't invent it in the middle of the year, guys. I mean, it's you do what you do. If we try to, just imagine us. Let's go out and run the wing tee. Let's go run Georgia Tech's offense this week and see how we do. Hey, let's put that in. Georgia Tech rush for 500 yards. Let's put it in. We'd get slaughtered. So you do what you do. You try to taper it, tweak things offensively and defensively to make some plays.
How would you characterize their offense? It doesn't seem like they're the same kind of tempo, spread, focused team that you see so often in the ACC. It seems like they're a little bit different. What do you feel like they're trying to do that they've been able to do, really? You know what?
I think they are the typical, spread offense. I think they got a great plan. They're really. I mean, they're going to run inside zone. I mean, they're going to tempo you at times. It's not blazing fast like a Syracuse or Central Florida, but they're going to snap it in 20 seconds a lot. But there's not going to be any 7 seconds. I shouldn't say there's not going to be any. There's been 1 or 2 of them from our clock, but it's just not going to be 40 plays in a game like that. But they're running inside zone. They do a great job running the counter play, and they're running a lot of RPOs and throwing at those receivers. They catch everything. They catch everything.
How did South Carolina get 600 yards?
They threw the ball, made some big plays down the field. Their O-line did a great job protecting the quarterback, and they made some big plays.
Pat, 2 years ago when you played them, even that Deshaun Watson, a quarterback, now as talented as the guy is, they have a freshman quarterback. I mean, are there things that you can do as a defense to try and maybe rattle him?
He doesn't get rattled too much. I mean, you thought he might get rattled a little bit in that South Carolina game, big rivalry game, but he didn't get rattled. The guy is just smooth. I mean, this guy's really good. This guy's a future first-round quarterback, period, #1 pick, I think. I mean, I've never seen. He's got the best release I've ever seen. So, I mean, it is like, I mean, it comes out of his hand. I mean, what they giving up 12 sacks all year? I mean, he's just sitting back there, hanging on to the ball and throwing it where he wants to. He's special. He's really special.
A couple final? Anything else?